To Terror by the Bay, I'm David. It's a light-hearted tone. Let's overthrow the American government and put a religious extremist group in charge. Burn it all to the ground. Yeah, that's the type of stuff that we should all be joking about, right? So Jack Posobiec, I don't know how to pronounce his name, at a CPAC had a lovely speech that went out a couple of days ago. This guy helped popularize Pizzagate and is generally a right-wing troll. He came out for his speech saying, "Welcome to the end of democracy. We're here to overthrow it. We didn't get all the way there on January 6th, but we will endeavor to get rid of it and replace it with this right here." As he spoke, Steve Bannon laughed and said, "Amen." He then said to cheers the audience, "All glory is not to government, all glory to God." It was noted that he was talking in a delivered in a lighthearted tone, but it's such a funny thing to joke about, because that whole tourist event on January 6th is just a joking matter. Because we've all got it sorted out, and it can never possibly happen again. Or can it? In the same article, Senator J.D. Vance and Elise Stefanik, who are both reportedly on the short list for Trump's running mates, has said they would have carried out a coup on January 6th to keep Trump in power. Just what we're up against. So let's go ahead and read on Jack Posobiec and the energy around his light-hearted little romp through his speech. Entertainment purposes only. I'm already not entertained. Foundation as a reading is the Two of Cups. Basically, he's found his people. He's there with Steve Bannon and CPAC, which used to be like a conservative, I actually have the name for it here. What is CPAC stand for? Conservative Political Action Conference. Yeah, not so much anymore. You know what it is now? Now it's a QAnon conference. I'm waiting for the Page of Cups to show up. But, he's there. He's welcome there. He's sharing the message that they all share, that Donald Trump has perpetuated, that the election was stolen and it's unfair and Donald Trump should be reinstalled as dictator for life in the United States. Crossed with heartbreak and betrayal. Talking about the lighthearted levity of it all, the coup's still ongoing. This is not really a very funny thing to be talking about right now. Sure, a while later we could all joke and laugh about it, but the threat is still real. And even though he may deliver it in a lighthearted tone, it's anything but lighthearted when you're dealing with that group of people. Yeah. Hitler could say, "I was just saying Sieg Heil just as a joke," and they all repeated it back with their salute. Yeah, whatever. And sitting underneath it is the Nine of Cups. No, he's saying that he said this in a lighthearted manner. No, he didn't. He might tell NBC that, but no. That's exactly who he is. That's his audience. He's betraying the United States, and he's sitting there smug because the United States allows for freedom of speech for him to actually speak about, overthrowing the government and burning it all to the ground and praising God and stuff like that. And then, also doing the whole Pizzagate thing. So this guy's a creep. Out and out creep. In the past, we had the Wheel of Fortune. I don't know what this guy's history is, but I imagine that he has made his money, a lot of money, over the last probably 8 years or so. I'd have to look up to see when he became popular. I say 8 years because that's when Trump came online, and I'm sure this guy came online as did a bunch of right-wing trolls with the F Your Feelings crowd there. But yeah, he's tied himself to these people, and that's how he makes his living. Current situation is judgment. While he should be exercising better judgment, really what I think he's doing is he's sounding the call. to the right-wing brain-dead zombies. Hey, get up here. Time to get out and vote. We got to overthrow the government this time around. We didn't quite do it last time. And again, at CPAC, we have gone from what used to be a conservative conference to drive conservative agendas to QAnon lunacy land. Overarching energies, they wants, yeah, he's trying to whip things up, and he's doing his part because he makes money off of this, and so yeah, he's going to go on there and put on a show. Here's the thing, though. This is all the guy has to offer. You go from Wheel of Fortune to the world. In the past, he's, making his fortune. This is going to be the end of the line for people like him. If we can get through this election and get our Democrats in the presidency and in Congress, both houses, we can put an end to folks like this and their provocateur rhetoric and secure voter rights and stuff like that to move on. Until then, he's going to continue going forward with what he thinks are his values to bring to the election here. He might also realize this is his last chance at romance, at getting this thing done. Underneath it all, he doesn't care. He's made his money, and he honestly doesn't think there's any repercussions for it, and I don't think there are. The one reason why Republicans don't like cancel culture is that it actually holds them accountable for their crappy behavior. It's one of the few things that we can do, since humans are social creatures. When you start excluding them from the social groups and shaming them for their poor behavior, they don't like it because they don't have a group to identify with that they desperately want. So that's why you end up getting a bunch of miserable people hanging out with a bunch of miserable people, because nobody wants to hang out with them otherwise, because they're miserable. Speaking of miserable people, let's go to round 2 on this reading. And this is about Stephen Miller. Ladies, I don't think he's available. I was supposed to say he's still available. I don't think he is, actually. I think he got married and had a kid or something like that. Great, lovely. Ugh, just saw this picture. He had brought by the America First Legal Foundation on behalf of Strong Communities Foundation of Arizona, Stephen Miller and company brought a lawsuit challenging a host of election procedures in Yavapai County in Arizona. Previously, they had filed this same lawsuit in Maricopa County and then withdrew it after it had been filed for about 2 weeks. They withdrew it and asked that it be withdrawn without prejudice so they could refile it, and they ended up refiling it in a different county. The defense groups that are fighting this lawsuit are asking that Maricopa County actually asked that the court dismiss the plaintiff's case in Maricopa County with prejudice so it could not refile. The county argued the plaintiffs are engaged in a thinly veiled attempt to forum shop. Forum shopping is a practice of pursuing a claim in a certain location where the plaintiffs think the court will treat the claim more favorably. It's like doctor shopping or asking mom if you can go somewhere, and when she says no, you go ask dad if you can go somewhere, and he says yes. You're answer shopping on that one. Parents don't like it when you do that, and apparently Maricopa County doesn't like when you do that, but the court's going to allow it, so hey, can't be all bad, huh? The lawsuit alleges that 3 counties, and they list the 3 counties here. Where were they? Coconino and Yavapai. I can't pronounce these county names. 3 counties in Arizona illegally use software for signature verification, argues that human beings and only human beings may perform signature verification under Arizona law. Now, I don't know the Arizona law that they're saying, but I pretty much can assure you that it does not say, quote, human beings and only human beings can verify signatures. I'm not a lawyer, nor do I roleplay one of my D&D group, but I've seen enough legal documents to know that they don't write them that way. That might be your interpretation of what you want it to be, but I guarantee it ain't written that way, not even a little bit. So, let's look at Stephen Miller's case. What's the energy around Stephen Miller's lawsuit in Arizona about basically trying to get rid of, they're nitpicking things in how Maricopa County does things. Ten of Cups, the happy Republicans wanting their happy elections. They want the results the way they want them, and Arizona just, gosh darn it, they didn't get it right the last time. And, despite a couple of audits and everything along those lines, showed that Arizona's counting was pretty accurate. In fact, the cyber ninjas out there, after they looked for bits of bamboo and stuff like that on their ballots, found out that they kind of undercounted ballots for Biden. So, yeah, that widespread fraud after it had been audited like 2 or 3 times, still just not there. Cross with the 5 of coins being left out in the cold. There we go. I was wondering where the devil card was. Okay, so this is just another attempt at appeasing Donald Trump, and it's trying to send this message that, yeah, everything looks fine with Arizona elections, but they're throwing out your ballots. They're ignoring you. You're being thrown out in the cold because they're picking the candidates that they want, and you're not getting your voices heard. Again, this is just, it's more pandering to the fake election scheme that Trump has been trying to sell, and nobody's really buying. Well, apparently a third of the population's buying, but none of the courts are for some reason, and they keep losing in the courts. I think that's also what this is. They've lost in one county, or they withdrew in one county. Now they're going to another county, hoping for better treatment, hoping to find their land of Oz. In the past, you got the Ace of Swords. They're just hitting on a new idea to attack the elections in Arizona and cause problems. Now, this was brought up to me by a viewer named Doris. Thank you. Hello. And it was funny. She had messaged me as I was watching the Brian Tyler Cohen video on the same subject. It was funny. It's like, I'm literally watching it as you send this to me. Both the CPAC comment and Stephen Miller were covered in that Brian Tyler Cohen video. And it's just another assault on democracy. Just, here we go, more of the same. There's no there. There's nothing new. It's just trying to create chaos, and the Brian Tyler Cohen video was talking about how Rudy Giuliani was complaining in Pennsylvania that one county, Philadelphia, does it one way and other counties do it another way. And the Stephen Miller thing is trying to make different counties do things different ways so that they can come back later and say, but this couldn't possibly be fair because none of the counties do things the same way. They're muddying the waters. Current situation is the 8 of Cups. They're trying to disenfranchise voters. They're trying to get people to get fed up and say, you know what? I don't want to vote. I don't want to bother. It's all corrupt. I'm not going to bother voting. Now, the thing is, I don't know if this is a really great way of doing things, because the people who are most likely to get fed up and not want to vote are the Republicans. Remember how Trump was saying the fix was in Georgia, and then for the Senate runoff between the Republicans and the Democrats? Yeah, it's that sort of thing. It was the Republicans who didn't show up for the runoff because Trump was telling them that, yeah, it's rigged anyways, your vote doesn't matter. And then a lot of Republicans or MAGA folks in Georgia were echoing Trump's thing. And like the head of the GOP over there is like, no, ignore him, go out and vote, it's not rigged. Didn't help. Mr. Warnock says, thank you. overarching energy is the King of Cups. Um, this is just playing on the emotions of voters in Arizona. I think they're trying to spur outrage with Republicans in Arizona, but I think they're tired. I think they're tired, so they have to come up with new outrage to re-energize them, because maybe what's happening is that Republican voters aren't enthusiastic about showing up, so they have to do something to try and re-engage these folks. And now they're again trying the "you've been a victim, your votes were ignored, come back" type of thing. The lesson to be learned is the Queen of Wands. Maybe the reason why people are disenfranchised is Carrie Lake in all her lawsuits and all her complaining and everything that she's done to try and undermine the election integrity in Arizona. Maybe she was successful and she drove some voters away. But I don't think she's driving the Democratic voters away, because the Democrats are the ones that got their candidates in the offices, Kirsten Sinema notwithstanding. So I do wonder if it's backfiring on them. Outcome is the Knight of Wands. Okay, keep moving the plan forward. Now, again, if I was just going to read this as a Stephen Miller thing, here's Arizona with their elections, and you want to say that people are being disenfranchised, different counties are doing things unfairly, so we're going to come up with this lawsuit. This is them leaving the Maricopa County and then refiling in a different county because they're trying to find a judge who's going to be more sympathetic. What they're going to learn, though, is that probably justice is going to be the same regardless. No, the court case is the same regardless of who the judge is or which county you put it into. And I think they're going to, get similar results, and they may withdraw again and go to a different county. They may continue to go with this county shopping until somebody tells them, no, sorry, you can't do that anymore. File your lawsuit and stick with it. Don't start filing it, I don't know how many counties in Arizona, like all 50 counties in Arizona, trying to find that one MAGA judge who gets randomly assigned this one. All right, so Stephen Miller. I forget who Melissa Free Range Psychic had him as in a past life. Is he Goebel? Is he Herman Goebel or something like that? Looks like him. Okay. Will this lawsuit get any traction in the court that he just filed it in, or is he going to retract it from this one too? Be curious to see what judge they get and kind of their background. Take a look. How's this lawsuit going to go? Page of Pentacles. Well, going forward with their message of values, coming into that new court. Yeah, I think this, although you had the Knight of Wands moving on, I think what this is saying is, yeah, this is going to be the last court that this case goes into. Either they found the judge they want, or if they try and get it withdrawn, it's going to be dismissed with prejudice, and the courts are going to listen and say, no, sorry. You withdraw from this one, it's going to be withdrawn with prejudice, and you're not going to be able to refile that lawsuit. Underneath it all is Temperance. I don't know if, I guess you don't know if you withdraw it, if you're going to get the death card or not. So they kind of got to get a feel from the judge and the court as to what's going to happen. I'm not excited about this case going forward. And I mean for the success of Stephen Miller and company. If they go forward with it, it's not going to be a quick case, and well, there's not going to be any there. There's nothing there. It's a nothing burger, as Linda G likes to say. But if they try and withdraw it, I think this next time it gets withdrawn with prejudice. In the past, Ace of Pentacles, You had your one big shot in Maricopa County, you didn't get it, and now you're going somewhere else. And it diminishes you when you've done this a second time. Because as Maricopa County said, it looks like they're forum shopping. And I think that's exactly what's happening here. They're trying to find a less toxic place to file their lawsuit. What's the current situation? Justice. I think this is it. This is going to be the court. If they're going to try their case, this new county is going to be the court that takes it on. So, bring your best game. Bring your A game. See if you can pull a rabbit out of a hat with your lawsuit. I'm not excited for you, although you've got 4 major arcana in this. I'm not excited for your success here. Maybe they get lucky. Maybe they get lucky and actually get a judge who works for them, who's going to give them the benefit of the doubt. 5 major arcana here. What's the outcome? 3 of coins. If they withdraw this case, it's going to be back to the drawing board with them. If they bring this case forward, I think it'll be discussed. I don't know if it's going to go very quickly or very far. 3 of coins is, the group work. To me, it's like getting behind the scenes and rethinking the strategy. I suspect what's going to happen is that they're going to try and withdraw this case again, and it's going to get killed. And now it's like, okay, back to the drawing board. Almost like they didn't have a very strong case to begin with, and now they got to keep moving with it. Let me throw one clarifier on there. Knight of Swords, 4 of Wands. There we go. Got to the... This is the beginning or endings of things. Whatever's going to happen, it's going to happen quickly. And if it goes to court, they're not going to win. The judge is going to say, no, this is ridiculous. It's not going to be I was saying, it might take a long time for it to happen. If it actually makes it to court, it's going to be one of those things where they want the changes quickly, but the changes aren't going to come quickly. And they're not going to show that they don't have any evidence to prove their point. So it seems like the decision to say no will happen quickly. I think what happens is that they want to retreat and go somewhere else, and they're told, yeah, you're not welcome back. You've filed 2 lawsuits, you've done it quickly, you've got nothing there, and we gave you a break one time, we're not giving you a break a second time. I'm not excited for this case going forward. I don't think it will. How it ends is completely up to Stephen Miller and crew. I think if they try to withdraw this case again because they don't get the judge that they're looking for, then it's going to be dismissed with prejudice. You're forum shopping. Sorry. If they do go forward with it, it'll take a little bit for the case to get going because you have to set all the court dates and stuff like that. But once they're in there, they got nothing. There's nothing there to win. And they're going to lose. So, in the end result, I don't think anything's going to happen, but let's ask the cards then. All right? Last Spirit. Will Stephen Miller's lawsuit cause a significant change in votership and the results in the election in Maricopa County? Or is this just noise? Let's leave it like that. I don't want to see the page of... I do not want to see the Page of Pentacles. Not that it means anything. It's just... It's hard to interpret the card. 10 of Pentacles. Oh, so much better. Will it change anything in Maricopa County? 10 of Coins is about wealth, health, legacy, lineage, DNA. I think all this is telling me is that the way things were in the past are going to be the way things are in the present, or the way things are going to be in the future. Is it going to make a change? No. I really don't. It's certainly not like a 10 of coins change. Like, everything changes. If everything would change, if what Stephen Miller was saying was accurate and truthful, and they could change things like that, yeah, it would make a huge change. But because that isn't happening, there's no changes to happen. 8 of Cups is the cross. Will it make it? I do think that some people will not vote, and I don't think those are Democrats. I think he's going to actually undo. Now, this could be just him walking away, walking away without making changes. But I get the impression, when you got the eclipse going on here, that some people walk away, and I think it's going to be the folks that would have voted for Trump, because they're the ones who are victimized, thinking that their votes are being changed and stuff like that. So why bother going out voting? Disappointment. Yeah, this could just be Stephen Miller walking away. Things didn't work out the way they wanted it to. In the past, we got the celebration. Court cases resolved. It's not going to be resolved in their favor. People need to go out and make their decisions, do their voting with their values like they normally do. There's going to be some stress. I think the people that are leaving are going to be stressed that, no, we're going to lose again because we didn't change anything with the voting in Maricopa County, which is a Democratic county anyway. So, you know how it's going to vote. But I guess if you get more votes in there for Trump, he could win Arizona. He only lost by 10,000 votes, 11,000 votes. Yeah, outcome is justice card. Good card on the outcome, by the way. Yeah, nothing's going to change. This lawsuit's going to be nothing. Decision's going to be made. Hooray, maybe hooray, they bring it to court. Court contemplates it. They come up with their answer. It's not the answer that Stephen Miller wants. Justice prevails. Or even if you don't want to look at voting, his acts aren't going to work. Democrats have won in the past. People are voting. Again, vote with your values. It's going to be a nightmare for some folks. If they make the changes, it'll be a nightmare. I don't think they're going to make the changes, though. Because it might even just be that the judges say, you know what? These changes you want to make, was that close to an election? No way in hell that's happening. We're not suddenly changing to human reading only. What a freaking nightmare. You got to be kidding me. No, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. He's not going to win this. He may not bring this case. If he brings this case, he's not going to win this case. And is it going to impact the vote in Arizona and Maricopa County? No. Nothing's changing. This is all noise, and it's all noise to feed the lies that Donald Trump's been telling his base. That's all. All right. So putting that one to bed, I'm a lot less annoyed now. I guess the annoyance comes from the fear of, oh my God, what if this one actually works? No, not working. Stephen Miller's a joke. All right. Anyways, thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you for your kind words and your shares and your likes and everything you do to feed the algorithm so that my video makes it out to a wider audience. To folks who are just discovering this channel recently or for the first time, welcome. Glad you found us. Hope you found this reading insightful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.